This is Isaiah, and this is my speech on near-death experiences. Here's my audience. Good afternoon. My name is Isaiah, and today I'll be talking about near-death experiences and how they can affect you in the long run. For those of you who may not know, a near-death experience defined by Merriam-Webster's encyclopedia is a mystical or transcendent experience reported by those people who have been on the threshold of death. On May 12, 2012, I endured one of the most traumatic experiences of my life. I was involved in a car accident that severely injured two of my closest friends and I. Being faced with a near-death experience has changed my views on many things, but I know this accident and all the experiences have ultimately molded me into a much stronger individual. Today I will be explaining what a near-death experience is and how it can change your behavior and even your beliefs. I am then going to tell you about my personal near-death experience and how it changed me. And finally, I will talk about how a near-death experience can be looked at as a good lesson. A near-death experience is a supernatural experience told by people who have been on the verge of death. A survey done in 1981 estimates that 15% of Americans may have had a near-death experience. Based on these numbers, the Near-Death Experience Research Foundation estimates that 774 people have a near-death experience each day in the U.S. That is a lot of people each year experiencing this phenomenon. A nurse named Diana Corricone was stationed in Vietnam and witnessed many reports of near-death experiences. Diana heard soldiers recount their near-death experiences, and she saw many similarities in their stories. They described rising up and seeing their bodies, traveling through a tunnel towards the light, and meeting their deceased loved ones. Some people describe having a life review or seeing their life from an outside perspective. Some people describe being surrounded by a light unlike anything on this earth. Although all near-death experiences are different, they share similarities. I believe these experiences can have a profound impact on the way we live and think. As I was reading and doing my research, I stumbled across a quote by Jody Long that explains my idea perfectly. Such experiences tend to exert powerful effects on a person's motivations, values, and conduct. Near-death experiencers undergo substantial value transformations, and their life seems more grounded in a sense of purpose and is more consciously shaped by the spiritual values of love, compassion, and acceptance. The day of my accident, my biggest worry was a test I didn't fully study for. Little did I know that was the beginning of the day that would change my life forever. I had a gut feeling that something was bound to go terribly wrong. The driver had lost control and drove us off the road directly into a few street signs and a tall palm tree. I felt as if I was in a slow motion scene from a movie, literally. As we approached the tree head on, I closed my eyes on impact, but all I could hear was the sound of the vehicle being crushed like it was at a junkyard. I closed my eyes and I heard the sound of the million pieces of glass hitting the floor, just shattering instantly. Not long after, my ears were filled with the sounds of screaming and sirens. As the EMT attempted to extract me from the mangled vehicle, he told me, "This will be the worst pain you will ever experience. You are going to need to be strong if you're going to survive this." Until this day, I have never heard a more true statement. I woke up in the hospital later on and learned that I had suffered from a broken femur, which is a bone right here in my leg, and a broken humerus, which is the main bone in your arm, as well as a fractured L4, which is in the spine. I was rushed into surgery the next morning, and I am now a proud owner of some major hardware in both my arm and my leg. There are 14 screws and a plate in my arm, as well as 6 screws and a plate in my leg. Now that I have experienced such an event, I am not afraid of any physical task. The recovery process was a whole battle in its own. It taught me one of life's most valuable lessons: patience. Before therapy, I was never one to believe patience is a virtue, but now I'm a firm believer. Day after day, hour after hour, I would have to sit through my sessions and undergo intense agony. It taught me the art of persistence and determination like anything else in this world would be able to. The gift of patience has gotten me through some of the most problematic times in my life and will continue to do so in the future. I have nothing but gratitude for the experience and the people that have helped me along the way. Patience and determination are some of the most important qualities that possess in one's lifetime. And although it was a painful process, I am proud that I have obtained these qualities. It may seem odd to be thankful for such a horrendous accident, but I have gained so much in this process. I wouldn't trade this experience for anything. After my recovery, I began to see life in a new way, and I learned to dive in headfirst and take advantages of any opportunities along the way. To wrap things up, I hope you now understand the changes one may undergo when faced with a near-death experience. There are both positive and negative effects that come from being faced with a near-death experience. But it is up to the person to allow whether they let it take them over or not, in a sense. This event has changed me as a person, and I now see life as a gift. Since this accident, I have not taken a single day for granted, and I can thank God for giving me another chance to pursue my dreams and spend time with the people that I love the most and continue bettering myself each and every day. Thank you.